Hello everyone, myself Dr. Jyoti Ganguly, Assistant Professor of Zoology, KTHM College Nasik. Students, in previous lecture we already discussed regarding the fish byproduct. Now, today we are going to discuss on the fish preservation techniques. Now, here the fish which is an excellent food for mankind and which is more easily perishable commodity and is spoiled preserved. Now, to prevent spoilage of fish, here there is some sort of preservation is required. Now, the preservation means keeping the fish after it had landed in a condition wholesome of fit for human consumption for a short period or for a longer period of over a few months. The method used for preservation of flesh includes conservation by cold and also the techniques such as salting, drying, smoking, canning. Now the product obtained by drying, salting and smoking, which is popularly known as a cured fish. Now here we have the causes of fish spoilage. The causes such as the main component of fish are water, protein and fat. The spoilage of fish is complicated process which brought about by action of enzymes, bacteria and chemical constituents. The spoilage process starts immediately after the death of fish. Now, the spoilage process involves three stages. The first one is the rigor mortis, followed by the autolysis, and third one is the bacterial invasion and putrefaction. Now, in India, edible fish are abundantly available from rivers, ponds, lakes as well as from seas. Most of the Indian population uses fish as a food. It is highly nutritious and easily digestible. Fish is highly perishable and hence proper fish preservation methods are essential. Now there are various methods of fish preservation, many of which are only of local importance. Now the methods with a wider application such as the enzymatic action, microbial action and then the principle of fish preservation techniques. Now first we can focus on the enzymatic action. Now the rigor mortis is a physical effect on the muscle tissue of fish caused by chemical changes following the death. Now in the in live fish, its movements are controlled by chemical signals which cause the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of muscles. Now this produces a swimming action. After the death, the normal circulatory system breaks down and chemical signals leak into muscle causing them to stiffen. Now this is the process which is known as the rigor mortis. Now after that, in other words, in live fishes, the glycogen present in the muscle which is converted to carbon dioxide and water after supply of oxygen to the cells. The blood circulation stops after the death of fish and the supply of oxygen which is prevented. The enzymes present in the muscle, they get converted glycogen into lactic acid. The pH of the fish muscle falls. The formation of lactic acid continues till the supply of oxygen is completely used up. After the completion of rigor mortis, muscle stiffens gradually, which decreases by increasing the pH, then ending up the softening of muscle. Now this is followed by the breakdown of proteins by enzymes. Now this is the process which is called as a autolysis. Now the autolysis can be considered as an internal breakdown of the structure of protein and fats due to a complex series of reactions by enzymes. Autolysis of protein starts immediately after rigor and creates favorable conditions for the growth of bacteria. Enzymatic action is due to action of various enzymes found in the body tissue cells of fishes. They spoil the tissue by the process of autolysis and make the fish susceptible to bacterial attack. Proteus, for example, can digest muscle proteins of fish, then catalose the gill spoilage, and ATP case bring about ATP from muscle tissue in near about 6 to 8 hours. Autolysis of protein results in the formation of amino acids and other nitrogenous products which on further decomposition produce ammonia, carbon dioxide, volatile basic compounds and foul smelling products. Now, this is what regarding the enzymatic action. Then the microbial action. Now, microbial action involves bacterial decomposition of the fish flesh. These bacteria are found in the lower part of the gastrointestinal tract and on the general body surface of the fish body. Now, the fish flesh having the pH of 6 to 7 in living condition provides a most suitable place for their growth and multiplication. Then protein which constituting it's 70 to 90% and they are degraded by proteolytic organisms such as the Pseudomonas, Proteus, then Chromobacteria, then Holobacterium or either Micrococcus. Now, the carbohydrates present in a small amount in the fish flesh are spoiled by carbohydrate formating organisms like Streptococcus, then Leuconostoc as well as Micrococcus. Now the fat which constituting 5.3% of the flesh are digested relatively by a new gram-negative bacteria. Now after that the chemical action which involves here the oxidation process. Now the rancidity is a more widely used term for the oxidation. It occurs when oxygen in the air reacts with oil or fat in the flesh of the fish. Now this leads to a sour or stale unpleasant smell or taste. Oxidation which is more pronounced in fat fishes, for example oil sardine, then cutla, then trout and grass carp, now which as a result become decolorized. The oil starts getting oxidized as soon as it becomes in contact with atmospheric air. The color of the fat and its viscosity changes the fish or which becomes strong in taste. Now, principles of fish preservation techniques, okay, which involves the bacteria and enzymes like ambient temperatures and need to operate in presence of water. They do not like low temperatures or very high temperatures. They do not like to work in dry conditions. Now, many processing producers in fact create the condition that bacteria and enzymes do not like. Fish preservation methods such as chilling, freezing, salting, drying, smoking and cannings, they are mostly used, okay, on the basis of this principle. Now, the first method is the lowering of the temperature, which include chilling the food in the refrigerator or with ice, slows down the destructive processes of enzymes of bacteria. The shelf life of food can therefore be extended by many days. If we lower the temperature further, as in freezing, much longer storage times of many months are possible because all bacterial actions are virtually all enzymatic actions are stopped. Now after that rising the temperature. High temperatures kill the bacteria and destroy enzymes. The processes such as cooking, that is boiling, frying or baking, okay, or either hot smoking, then canning, pasteurizing, okay. So these methods they are very useful for keeping the time of the food. After that the drying or dehydration method. Now, removing the water from the food by drying it in some ways, which is an effective method of stopping bacteria and enzymes from spoiling food. Drying can take place under the sun and wind or either in the mechanical drying. Now, salting helps the drying process and it binds the water, making it unavailable to bacteria. Some high temperature processing, such as hot smoking, uses a combination of drying and high temperatures to control the bacteria and enzymes. To stop oxidation of fatty fish, we must protect the product so that oxygen in the air content reach the product. The simplest way to do this is to pick the fish in plastic bags so that they do not allow air to pass through. Okay. Now after that, the uses of fish preservation by using the chemical methods. Now it includes the chemicals such as the ascorbic acid, which prevents the rancidity in infant fishes. Now then the chemical ice, which include the ice concentration of sodium nitrite, which may enhance the keeping product of fish at this temperature by a week over a period, or which is achieved by ordinary ice. Then the aurimycin, which is an antibiotic and which is very effective in preventing the fish spoilage. Now this antibiotic is effective even at low concentration and nearly 50% of this antibiotic is destroyed during the process of cooking. Then phenolic components of smoke. Now here the components such as a coisol, then cresol, pyrogalol and cathecol, which form the certain wood, have the antiseptic properties and they are therefore helpful in preventing the fish spoilage. These are particularly bactericidal, resulting in heavy kill off in the bacterial load of fish. Now, after the next chemical is the acetic acid. Such acetic acid is a powerful preservative. After that, the detergent like sodium resinol, which is at in the concentration of 0.2 to 0.5%, which can destroy such a bacteria as thrive in high salt concentration. Now this is all about the fish preservation technique. In next lecture we thoroughly discuss the processes or stage or methods of preservation of fishes.